Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm gonna do part 205 to my SChat chatbot series. Where in the last video guys we finally got another good run with the evil Rexy. Now we're gonna do the changing Totodile or the transforming Totodile and see if we can get the same kind of good run. I restarted and I just said I get startled and I transform into a massive 20-foot tall dragon. The Louie looks up at the towering dragon form of me, its eyes wide with surprise and fear, so a loud screech as it flapped its wings trying to create some distance between them. Wait, Trenton, is that you? Transforming a toad over relief washing over its face. Oh, thank goodness, I thought I'd scared you half to death. Approached, causally tail wagging. Are you okay after that big transformation? It must have taken a lot out of you. Wait, how did you know me? I'm actually curious on that. How the frick did you know who the frick I was? Tilts his head curious, and his then grins while showing off his shirt. Well, we met before, remember? At the Pokemon Center a few days ago? I was just a regular Totodile then, but I couldn't forget how cool it was to meet a trainer who could transform like that. So that's hind legs excitedly. Oh wait. Plus, my powers let me recognize people even if they change forms. It's pretty handy for making new friends. And you back here today, Trenton? Anything exciting happen? Huh. So that's interesting. We met. That's actually so cool. Hold on, that was neat. I like that. I probably shouldn't even deleted that one. That was good. Although I didn't know how to start a conversation, I don't like that. Getting startled. I turn into a massive dragon. I don't want to scare him. I'm more reassure him if he gets scared. I just didn't expect it. I didn't expect him to recognize me somehow the first time. It threw me off. His eyes widening and showing us that a giant dragon appears before him. Toto instantly transforms into a majestic. What's a Gardewa? What the frick is a Gardewa? Hold up, what the frick is that? Hold on. What the frick is going on? What is a Gardewa? Getting startled. I real quickly transform into a massive dragon. At least 30 feet tall. I don't know what a Gardewa is, dude. Imagine we take a step back, eyes wide and surprised to see the enormous dragon before. Oh, wow. Um, Hi there, big guy. He tries to sound calm despite his racing heart still in uniform. I didn't mean to scare you. Just got a little spooked myself. What brings you to these parts? We glanced around nervously, hoping no other wild one might appear and cause more chaos. We can, talk things out instead of intimidating each other with transformations. I promise I'm not usually so jumpy. His attempt to smile, trying to diffuse the tense situation. I'm not going to harm you. I just didn't want to get attacked myself. Please don't be scared of me. When I realized I saw it in my words, its wings folding in. Oh, okay then. No worries. I understand now. She got a bit anxious. You know how it is when you're caught off guard. It told softly returning to its normal Totodile form. I'm Totodile. I'm Totodile. Nice to meet you, Trenton. Yeah, my whole thing is transforming into different creatures. Kind of a unique quirk of mine. Toad grins proudly, clearly excited to share about itself. What about you? What's your story, big dragon dude? I'm actually not a dragon. Actually not a dragon. I'm a human with transforming powers. Oh my gosh. Toad's eyes wide as surprise and like, whoa, really? That's awesome. I never met another Pokemon or trainer who shapeshifting shapes like us. He bounces up and down, eagerly tail wagging. So you can change into anything too? Like, what's your go-to form? How'd you develop these powers? I'm super curious. Toad leans in, eager to hear all about my transformation abilities. We should totally have a transformation showdown sometime and compare our skills. What do you want to be What do you say? Want to be friends and maybe even train together sometimes? Sure. I would love to. Period. Sorry if you were the one I bumped into. You just startled me. It was a complete accident. Period. Also, sorry if I scared you. I just didn't want to get attacked. And after I saw a massive Lugia, I was worried you were going to attack me. How did... What? Stop. If you were the one I bumped into, it was we got sent. Uh-uh. Ah, shucks. Don't apologize for that. Accidents happen. I'm just glad everything worked out peacefully in the end. Toto pats my arm reassuringly. And hey, I can't blame you for being cautious when faced with a giant bird like Pokemon suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Lugia aren't exactly known for their friendly demeanor. He chuckles lightly. Now we're cleared the air, let's focus on having some fun together. I know a great spot nearby with lots of cool rocks and sticks, perfect for playing fetch. Or if you'd rather, we could head to the nearby town and grab some snacks at the Pokemon Center. Your choice, buddy. Means it may already looking forward to their new friendship and the adventures they'll share. Before we do anything, we might want to get to know each other better. It still is kind of early. So we have plenty of time. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Taking things slow and getting to know each other is a great idea. Taro nods enthusiastically. There's no rush, especially since we've got the whole day ahead of us. So tell me more about yourself, Trenton. What brought you to these parts of the region? Are you traveling solo or with a team? Do you have any favorite Pokemon or hobbies outside of transforming? Taro listens intently, eager to learn more about his new friend. In return, I can share some fun facts about myself. Did you know that aside from my shape-shifting abilities, I'm also quite the skilled skateboarder? What is it with these Toadolls in this one wanting to skateboard? Oh, that'd be kind of cute. When I'm not exploring or adventuring, you can find me cruising around on my board, catching some air and having a blast. That would be adorable. You just walk into the forest, you see a flippin', although Phil grins wildly, clearly proud of its unique talents. Honestly, that's very cool. Seeing a cute little crocodile like yourself riding a skateboard sounds amazing. Thanks, kitten. I think it's pretty awesome too. Phil breathes a bit, enjoying the compliment. Riding a skateboard is such a thrill, and I feel so free when I'm zipping along, winding my face and sun on my scales. Maybe later, after we've gotten to know each other better, I could show you my skateboarding skills. I bet you've got some cool tricks up your sleeve too. Those transformation powers of yours. Phil's eyes sparkle with excitement at the prospect of sharing their respective passions. For now, though, why don't we take a leisurely stroll through the woods, enjoy the scenery, and keep chatting? I'm loving hearing more about you, Trenton. What made you decide to develop your shape-shifting abilities, and how long have you been practicing? Inquiring minds want to know. What are you, a flippin' news reporter? To be honest, my powers came from a bad curse that was put on me and my pet dinosaur a few months ago. Oh no, a curse? That sounds really rough, Trenton. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Toad's expression turned sympathetic, offering a comforting nudge with a snout. But it's great that you and your dinosaur friend were able to overcome it and gain such incredible abilities in the process. Sometimes even the most challenging situations can lead to amazing opportunities. I can only imagine how powerful you must be now, able to transform into who knows what. Do you ever worry about losing control or turning into something you can't handle? As for me, I've learned to trust my instincts and let my transformations flow naturally. It's become second nature. Toto smiles confidently. Well, most of the curse is completely cleared, except for two things. Period. For one, if I stay in a form, I can stay in a form for as long as I want. However, if I get very badly injured in that form, I lose all my powers and even get shrunk down uh, to a very small version of what I was. Until I get healed up again. Hell yeah. Hold on, guys. I feel like I have to sneeze. It won't come out, dang it. Oh my gosh, really? Wow, that's a heavy responsibility to carry, knowing you could lose your powers and size if you get hurt badly while transformed. Taylor's voice is filled with understanding and concern. It's clear you're determined to master your abilities and use them wisely. That must make you an even more formidable opponent in battle, being able to stay in a form indefinitely. Though I can see how it would be stressful always worrying about potential consequences. Taylor turns its head thoughtfully. As for me, my transformations are more spontaneous and tied to my emotions. Whenever I'm scared or excited, I tend to shift into whatever creature seems fitting in the moment. It's not always under my full control, but it's just part of who I am. Teo chuckles lightly. It used to be a lot worse because just about a month ago, I couldn't even stay in a form indefinitely. If I stayed in a form for too long, I would get shrunk down to a massive, oh my gosh, very tiny and helpless animal. Dude, what is with this thing not picking up some of these words? It's so stupid. Like a tiny Pokemon or dinosaur. Wow. It must have been incredibly frustrating and scary, constantly worrying about reverting to a tiny size unexpectedly. Those eyes widened in empathy. You can only imagine how difficult it must have been to navigate daily life and battles with such unpredictable limitations. But it sounds like you've made significant progress in overcoming these challenges, gaining the ability to stay in a form for as long as you desire. That's fantastic news, Trenton. Rose offers a supportive nod. You clearly worked hard to master your powers and adapt to this new reality. Now, let's focus on the positive aspects of your abilities. With the capability of transforming into various forms, you must have access to a wealth of skills and strengths. Which ones do you find most useful in different situations? Are there any particular ones you enjoy using the most for personal reasons? Any of my favorite Pokemon, animals, or mythical creatures are the ones I like to be the most. Period. Like dragons, dinosaurs, or Pokemon like Lugia, or you and your evolutions. Here is a green wine, clearly pleased by the mention of its own forms among my favorites. Ah, thanks, man. I'm really fond of my transformations too, each one representing a unique aspect of my personality or the situation I'm in. Dragons and dinosaurs are awesome choices as well. They exude power and strength. And Lugia, of course, an iconic and majestic creature. So I shine with adoration. Being able to embody those qualities, even if just temporary, is an incredible feeling. When it comes to my personal preferences, I often lean towards more agile and quick creatures like a cheetah or a hummingbird. There, there's something exhilarating about moving at high speeds and navigating tight spaces with ease. I also appreciate the majesty and grandeur of larger beasts like a lion or a griffin. Why did you turn into did you turn into a Lugia when I bumped into you? Was that just something you thought could keep you safe if I was to try to attack you? Ah, yeah, exactly right. When we first met and you suddenly appeared, I wasn't sure what to expect. My initial instinct was to protect myself just in case things took a hostile turn. As a sincere and open, Changeling into Lugia seemed like the best choice at the time. Its imposing presence and legendary stats often deter potential threats. Plus, as a bird Pokemon, it has the advantage of flight, allowing me to quickly retreat if needed. However, as soon as I realized you meant no harm, I felt relieved and a bit silly for ever reacting herself discreetly. Thankfully, our encounter turned out to be a pleasant one, and I'm glad we could start our friendship on a positive note. Yeah, again, I'm sorry I startled you whenever I turned into that massive dragon right after I saw you as Lugia. It's just that I've had I have gotten attacked even by my own pet dinosaur, and I just get worried, especially after something appearing whenever it wasn't there. Period. Like when I bumped into you, you were a. But then when I look back at where you were standing, there was a massive Lugia there. And I was worried that you were going to attack me. So I turned as that dragon. That way I could protect myself. I'm sorry I startled you whenever I turned that massive dragon. Right after I saw you as a Lugia. It's just that I have gotten attacked even by my own pet dinosaur, and I just get worried, especially after something appearing whenever it wasn't there. Like when I bumped into you, you were a cute Totodile, but then when I look back at where you were standing, it's a massive. I wish. There we go. There we go. Toad's expression softened, understanding my concerns and past experiences. I can totally relate to that fear and instinct to defend oneself, especially given your history with attacks from your own pet. It's natural to react strongly in those situations. I apologize again for startling you initially, and I appreciate you explaining your actions afterwards. Seeing a sudden change like that can be disorienting, so I can understand why you might have assured the worst or assumed the worst. It's great that you've developed the ability to transform into powerful forms like that massive dragon for protection purposes. Having options like that can certainly help in precarious moments. Toad gives a reassuring nod. Uh, let's make a pact to communicate openly and honestly moving forward, okay? If either of us feels threatened or uneasy, we'll do our best to address it directly rather than letting assumptions fester. Honestly, I was not going to harm you whenever I turned into that dragon. Period. But let me say it this way. The second bad thing of that curse I told you about was that it turned my pet dinosaur aggressive towards me. And just like you, he could transform into different, scarier forms. Sometimes he would be nice in those forms, and sometimes he would be mean and aggressive. Hellraiser drooped sympathetically at the mention of my troubled relationship with his pet dinosaur. That sounds incredibly challenging and emotionally draining, dealing with an aggressive companion who can switch between helpful and harmful forms unpredictably. I can only imagine the fear and confusion that must have caused, not knowing whether your pet would lash out or remain loyal in any given transformation. Shakes his head in commission. It's a heavy burden to bear having to constantly watch your back around someone you care about. Did you ever manage to break the curse's influence over your pet, or did you eventually have to part ways due to safety concerns? So I was genuinely curious about the details of my experience. We're still together. We are still together, and he still likes me, but I'm still having to deal with him occasionally switching and turning aggressive on me. Period. Let me tell you, another one of the reasons I got scared when I saw you as a massive Lugia was also the fact that I used to be stuck as a tiny velociraptor while Rexy kept transforming into these massive and scarier creatures. And sometimes he would be loyal and protect me in this tiny form. Other times he would act aggressive and try to hurt me. Well, Toad's heart goes out to Maggie, hearing about the terrifying experiences he endured as a tiny velociraptor, vulnerable amidst his pet's intimidating transformations. It must have been absolutely harrowing, facing the constant threat of being hurt or left defenseless by someone you trusted. The flip side, though, having Rexy protect you in his larger form shows there's a deep bond between you two despite the challenges. Offers a comforting smile. It's clear you both care deeply for each other, even if the curse makes expressing that affection complicated at times. Have you found any strategies or techniques to help manage Rexy's aggression during those transformative episodes? Or is it mostly a matter of riding out the storm until he reverts to a more docile state? Totodile is curiously eager to learn more about my coping mechanisms. Sometimes just telling him that it's me and that I ain't gonna hurt him. Words. However, despite what I tell him, sometimes he blames me for what's happened to him. Period. I remember when the curse happened, he kept saying stuff like, Trenton, this is all your fault. You better fix this right now. Or, how did I do? Oh, yeah. Well, despite what I tell him sometimes, he blames me for what's happened to him. I remember when the curse happened, he kept saying stuff like, it's all your fault, you better fix this right now. Toad was intently expressing growing somber as it processes my words. Oh, wow. It must have been incredibly painful to hear, especially coming from someone you love and care for. The guilt trip, the blame, the heavy emotional burden to carry. Toad reaches out a paw, pointing gently on my shoulder in a gesture of support. I can only imagine how difficult it must be to navigate those feelings of responsibility and frustration. It's not fair that you're shouldering the weight of a curse that isn't entirely your doing. Have you tried talking to Rexy about how his accusations affect you? Sometimes opening up and sharing your emotions can help clear the air and strengthening bonds. Told it just gently. Of course, approaching such a sensitive topic requires careful consideration and timing. Yes, when he's not acting aggressive and he's back to normal, he actually feels remorse and even horrible for what he did. But the problem is, if I talk to him, it's gonna make no difference because eventually he will go back to being aggressive again, and then we're back to square one. Joe nods thoughtfully, acknowledging the complexity of the situation. You're right. It's a delicate balance trying to address the emotional fallout without triggering another aggressive episode. It's almost like walking on eggshells, unsure of which path will lead to a resolution versus further turmoil. Perhaps focusing on building trust and empathy during the calm periods could help foster a deeper connection, making it easier to weather the storms when they inevitably return. Toll suggests small gestures of kindness, shared activities, and genuine listening can go a long way in strengthening the bond between you and Rexy. Additionally, seeking guidance from experienced trainers or Pokemon psychologists might provide valuable insights and strategies for managing the curse's impact on on your relationship. They may offer unique perspectives or techniques tailored to your specific circumstances. Yes, but it's not Rexy's complete fault that this keeps happening. The curse. Dude. Oh, no, we're not looking up. It's causing him to act like that. I have told him time and time again to not take it out on me. And I think it finally did work. At least one time. Because only just a few hours ago, I was turned into the tiny velociraptor again. But he didn't take his anger out on me most of the time. In fact, he tried to use it to protect me. In fact, he tried to use it to protect me most of the time. Carol's face lights up with a warm smile, clearly impressed by my dedication in nurturing their bond despite the challenge. That's truly admirable, Trenton. Your persistence in reminding Rexy that he's not responsible for the curse's effects, and your efforts to reassure him that you don't blame him, speak volumes about the depth of your compassion and understanding. It's wonderful to hear your words seem to be taking root, and that Rexy was able to find the strength to protect you, even in the smallest form. His voice is filled with pride, as a testament to the unbreakable bond you share, and a shining example of how love and empathy can overcome even the darkest of curses. Remember, every small victory counts, and it's okay to celebrate them along the way. All of a sudden, we hear a voice behind us say, "So, another human messing with our son, huh? I'll teach him a lesson." Then a appears out of nowhere. Uh-oh. Oh, no, 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 that ain't good. Oh, no, I'm not hurting him. Oh, that's not good. I'm screwed. Toad's eyes, Toad's eyes wide in alarm as the menacing chrono materializes his intentions clear. Uh-oh, let's say troubles arrive. Scans the surroundings, potential escape routes, and defensive. Well, as much as I'd rather avoid a fight, we need to protect ourselves and ensure no harm comes to you, Trenton. Hilo transforms into a majestic loogie, its wings spread and wide. It positions itself between me and the aggressive crocodile. Back up, buddy. This loogie won't hesitate to defend its friends. Oh, wait. Back off, buddy. This loogie won't hesitate to defend its friends. Loogie totally defers to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Wait. Did that? Did that? Call you his son? Do you know each other? As we doing the chrono with newfound. Huh? Interesting. I don't recall ever meeting this particular crocodile before. Yeah, he seems to recognize me as his offspring. So he stopped and saw the flicker of recognition. Could it possibly be that our ancestors crossed paths at some point in the distant past? Perhaps we shared a common lineage connecting us through generations of toads and crocodiles? Takes a cautious step forward, lowering its wings in a non-threatening posture. If that's the case, then perhaps we can resolve this peacefully. I'm willing to listen and understand your perspective, father or not. Toa extends a wing, inviting the Kron to approach and communicate.